But when you're working with a computer, you gotta build something with your mind. If you're good, you can do something no one's ever seen before. It's a definite high.
Well, I guess it's time to learn about the INTPs. I'm calling the INTP the conceptual designer, which basically means they're a computer nerd. Now, as with all the types, there are two basic types of INTP. The first type is the standard, what we would call the Myers-Briggs INTP, and their functions are introverted thinking first, and then extroverted intuition second. And they're asking the question, do I agree, TI, with these NE concepts? That's what's going through their mind. The second type of INTP jumps their second function and goes straight to their SI. So they are called a jumper, and they are technically STs because they're asking the question, do I agree with this reality? And if this fact, this reality, I agree with and is logical, then I will then look for concepts that support it or work with it. Additionally, all personality types have something that we call the information and energy animals. An INTP will either be blast or consume when it comes to information. We'll explain that a little bit later. Or they will have what is called play energy, high energy, or sleep energy, which is very much processing type of energy. The first type of INTP is the standard Myers-Briggs INTP, and we're calling them the consuming INTPs because the difference between them and the other type is that they are gathering information before then organizing that information. And so they're very good at that. Their problems are going to be in the people-tribe issues, the imbalance between their introverted thinking and extroverted feeling. But they're going to be good at gathering that NE concept and then organizing it into reality. The second main type of INTP is the processing INTP. They're the ones that are using sleep energy over play energy. They're preserving their physical energy, and they use that through their introverted thinking and then their introverted sensing because they jump their second function of NE. So they would resemble more of an ST type, and they would be much more introverted than the other type of INTP. So they are using their introverted thinking to find reasons and what works for them, and then they're organizing that information in reality and then bringing in outside influences and concept to see if it works with that S and that T. So all INTPs will be very good going back and forth between the S and the N. Their problems and struggles in life will be the tribe identity issues. Their lead TI is their identity. So they're going to have a hard time relating that with the outside extroverted world. And so this is why many INTPs are awkward in conversation and awkward in figuring out what it is that people need because they are really stuck in their head most of the time. Okay, so let's give you some identifications here. The most introverted INTP would be someone like Elon Musk. He has sleep, which is introverted, consume, which is an introverted animal, TI introvert, SI introvert. So his main energy and information animals and his functions are all introverted. So he would be the most introverted INTP that there is. He jumps his NE for his SI. He organizes things that are good for him and brings in the concepts for the tribe later. A sleep blast INTP would be slightly more extroverted. They would be more of a teacher, more of a getting started and getting moving type of person. And then under the standard INTPs, they're more extroverted as well than the TISIs. You'd have someone who's consumed sleep, who would have an introvert function, an introvert function, an introvert function, and then finally the extroverted NE. And then Tim Cook, he would be the most extroverted INTP that there is. He has consume, but then he has play, which is a lot of play energy. So someone like Tim Cook would not get tired very easily. He would work many hours. He would not be about preserving self-energy. He would have the energy level of a more extroverted type of people. But he still has that introverted thinking, and he brings in those extroverted concepts. So the challenge for growth for the INTP is to figure out what exactly is it that people want. Not what they need, not what the INTP thinks is cool or works well. It is, what do people want? What is cool? Now, because they are nerdy, that's obviously going to be a difficult issue, but that's the path to growth. Observe, use your observation skills that you're so good at. Figure out what is it that people like. Don't have to understand why they like it, but figure out what is it they want, and then you can design systems, you can design whatever you do in your job to then make those things something people want. If you're designing things that nobody wants, nobody's going to buy it. Nobody's going to consume it. So, INTP, figure out what is cool, what is popular, and then nerd out and make something that the people will want.